Hey everyone, welcome back to Alf's Mustang Garage, bringing you another video to help keep your Mustang on the road and out of the garage. So today we got the 67 back. It's got a couple little bugs that we're trying to work out. One of those is the brake lights are not working. It's actually just one brake light. It's the left brake light. So today I want to kind of focus on how to tackle an electrical diagnostic. Okay, so if you're like a lot of us, we're afraid of electrical, we hate electrical, but if you want to learn something new, you gotta get out of your comfort zone and you gotta be patient, you gotta have the right tools, and you gotta understand your car. If you own one of these classic cars, you wanna be more understanding of it, unless you just wanna pay someone to do everything for you. That's cool too, that's why I have a business. But if you want to try and tackle some of these things on yourself and do it properly, then let's learn something. So one of the must-have tools in your toolbox, if you're going to be tackling electrical, and with a 50-year-old car, 50-plus-year-old car, you're going to have electrical problems from now and then. So the greatest tool in your toolbox is right here. You have to understand what's going on. You need to have a wiring diagram, a wiring schematic. These are amazing. You can buy these at National Parts Depot. Okay. You can also get them from the source at classiccarwiring.com. Okay. This is the most accurate depiction of a factory wiring system on these classic cars that I have found. Okay, it's laminated, it's large, it's color coded. They are fantastic. The way they're laid out is very proportional to, this is the front of the vehicle, this is the rear of the vehicle, this is driver's side, this is passenger side. So it's very easy to find, here's your headlight over here, left front headlight, right front headlight, starter motor, distributor for a 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder. It's all inclusive. Okay. So we need to look at the brake light circuit. We need to understand what is involved in the circuit and how it gets its power, how it's activated. And if you can just study this and understand it, you're going to learn something, and you're probably going to figure out your car in no time. Okay, so to be specific on what we're trying to achieve today, our brake lights are not working. This one actually is working. This one is not. So what most of us like to do is just put a new bulb in, right? Because must have a burnt out bulb. That might work. You might have a burnt out bulb, but what if it doesn't fix it? A lot of us go to the brake light switch and just replace it rather than test it, even though it's really, really easy to test it. They replace the brake light switch, doesn't work. So then what? Then what do we do? Now we're just pulling our hair out, and we're reading forums, and we're asking the community on Facebook, what do I do? And it's much harder for someone else to diagnose your car over a forum. They don't know your car. They don't know your individual situation. So you gotta take it upon yourself to do this. So to understand, any kind of component that is turning on with electricity, you only need, two basic things: power and ground, right? There's usually a method of control, so a switch. There's usually a method of protection, like a circuit breaker or a fuse. Okay, so keep those 4 things in mind. You need power and ground. Okay, so we're looking at the brake light. Okay, we have 3 wires going to it. Okay, now one is going to kind of tail off and feed our reverse lights. Okay, the other one is getting a power source from the headlight switch. That's to power your tail lights. Okay, because on brake lights you have 2 filaments, one for tail lights and one for brake lights. That way it gets brighter when your lights are on and you step on the brake. Okay, so this feed here, this green wire, you have to just kind of follow it. It actually gets its feed from the turn signal switch. Okay, now the turn signal switch gets its feed from the stoplight switch. Okay, so it's very easy to test the stoplight switch to make sure it's getting its feed. But then for the individual brake lights, if you look at this diagram and study it, it each gets its own separate feed from the turn signal switch. So the right one gets a separate feed and the left one gets a separate feed. Okay, so we can test to see if we're getting power here, which I'll show you. We can test a stoplight switch, and we can kind of see what's happening here on the turn signal connector. So here's our problem circuit. Here's our bulb. Another must-have tool in your toolbox is a test light. Okay, so we can pull the bulb out, and we can touch the individual connections on this socket, and no power. No power getting to the bulb. That's why the bulb's not turning on. We know from the diagram that this feed is coming from the turn signal switch. Okay, so we're gonna go up to the turn signal switch and test that. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick test on the stoplight switch just to kind of show you how you can easily test this thing, because your situation may be different than mine. I have one brake light that doesn't work. You may have both brake lights that don't work, and you're trying to find that one singular thing that is, causing that problem. So if we look at our schematic, the brake light switch is actually going to get its feed. It's got two wires, okay, one going in, and then obviously as you step on the brake pedal, the switch transfers the power down the line. So if you follow that circuit, it's going to go to the turn signal switch connector. And then the other circuit, a red and a green, which is your constant power, is getting its feed from the headlight switch. Okay, that's where it's getting that feed from. So just to kind of show you that again, this may be difficult to see, but it's getting its feed from the light switch, headlight switch. Okay, and then it feeds the turn signal switch. And then the turn signal switch will split off and feed your left and right brake lights. Okay, so just to kind of keep it simple so we understand how this works, this is the purpose of this tool. So we're going to see if the stoplight switch is getting power, and we're going to see if it's transferring that power when we step on the brake. Okay, stoplight switch mounted on the brake pedal right here. We're going to use our test light, and we're testing. Okay, you have a couple of exposed terminals right here. Okay, so as I touch that, my test light lights up, and I'm getting power there. If you've never used a test light before, you need to hook your test light lead to a good ground, or this thing's just not going to work. Okay, so I'm touching right there. Stoplight switch is getting power feed from the headlight switch, so we're good there. Now I'm touching the other connector. Okay, trying to see as I step on the pedal, it should transfer power, which it does. As I'm stepping on the pedal, it actually works really good. I'm like barely even touching the pedal, and it's turning on. Okay, so I know my brake light switch is good, and now it sends, as we know from the diagram, it sends power to the turn signal switch, which I already have pulled down right here. This is the connector for it. It goes up into the column and up into the turn signal. So we're gonna test this connector here to see if maybe we have a poor connection or something to that extent. So I already had this pulled down. There was a lot of black electrical tape all wrapped up right here. I already unraveled that. So what we're doing is checking to see if we're getting the feed here at the connector. Okay, so according to the wiring diagram, it is a solid green wire, which is correct. So I'm finding the solid green wire in this connection here. Got my test light kind of probed in the back of that. Step on the brake pedal and my test light lights up. So it's getting feed. Okay, you can even kind of go on the back side to make sure it's coming all the way through, which it is. Perfect. Okay, now that feed is going to go up into the turn signal and split off to a left and a right feed. So when we come back down the turn signal switch and we're feeding our left and right brake lights, we have two wires now. We have a green with orange, and we also have an orange with green. So let's probe this. That is the right hand side that is currently working. As I step on the pedal, I can see I'm getting power there, operating correctly. But my left hand feed, as I probe it, it's the green with orange, I am not getting a feed. Okay, let's test the other side of the connector. I am not getting a feed there, so it's not a connection issue between here and here. Looks like there's a repair that was made here at some point in time. I can split that open and kind of see. I can also kind of pierce this wire with my test light, just to kind of see if I'm getting feed before this repair. The wire pierced, step on the brake pedal, I got nothing. Okay, so in this particular case, I know I'm getting power to the turn signal switch, and I'm only getting power out on the right hand side, but not the left hand side. Okay, I have been able to verify it's not in the connection here, it's not in the repair here, it is further up the line, and more than likely the next step is to remove the steering wheel to access the turn signal switch. But there's a problem with this particular circuit, probably up in the turn signal switch connections. So, but that's how I approach my diagnostics. Again, I can't express enough importance of having a good diagram and not relying on, just people on Facebook and forum. Not that those are bad resources, those are very good resources to have. And we're fortunate enough to have those in today's day and age, with YouTube and Facebook and all those kind of, resources where you can branch out to other people. But these are cheap. Like, you can buy these for like $15, and then it's good. That's a tool you should always have with this car. Unless you rewire your entire car to a modern wiring system, then that's a whole different ballgame. But either way, you need a schematic, you need a diagram to help you achieve these things. You gotta study, you gotta understand how this thing is working. It's gotta have a feed. How does it get its feed? From the stoplight switch. Correct, except the stoplight switch feeds the turn signal switch, and the turn signal switch then feeds the brake light bulbs. So I hope that kind of helps with, if you have problems with your brake lights. Those are the areas that I test. I test the stoplight switch. If that's not, usually I go right to the stoplight switch and test that first. That's usually what I do. Test the stoplight switch. If it's not transferring power, then I have a problem there, obviously. If it's not getting power, then I have a problem there. And it kind of takes me to one area of diagnostic or another. If it's not getting power, then I'm going to go to the headlight switch. If it is getting power but not transferring it, then I have a bad stoplight switch. If it's, sending the feed to the turn signal switch, but the turn signal switch is not sending power down, like in this case, I have a bad turn signal switch. If it is getting power back to the bulbs, I either have a socket issue, a connection issue, or bulb issue, those kinds of things. So the more you do this, the more you're going to understand electrical. You won't be afraid of it. And I hope that kind of helps assist you and better you in your ownership of these classic cars. And we can keep them on the road and keep moving along. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you the next go around.